Let's talk about this game a little bit. My player of the year that I chose
Yeah.
is JT Toppin. Your player of the year that you chose is Braden Smith out of Purdue, JT Toppin out of Texas Tech. This was a hard game for me to even pick who's gonna win. I thought it was gonna be obviously sometimes you get smacked, but I thought it would be a way closer game. I thought both these teams are really really high level, which they both are. But this it was just a lopsided game. What do you think? Like, what was your outlook to that game? Why do you think it kind of went the way it did?
Yeah. So my personal opinion, I've watched Texas Tech twice now. I told you before the game, I was like, Texas Tech is going to win. I really thought they were ready. But Texas Tech revolves so much around two players, their point guard, Christian Anderson, and JT Toppin. And in my opinion, and they had I forgot the young man's name, but they had a guy who hit three threes to start like in the first 5 minutes for Texas Tech, and that was great for them. But they, in my opinion, right now they're searching for guys 2 through 8 or 3 through 8 on that team, and you could tell it's a little bit of a new group. Whereas Purdue is, they're a well-oiled machine, right?
Right.
I think their bench in terms of Meyer, Jacobson. There's a freshman who also I liked. I don't know his name, but all three of those guys would be starters at a lot of Power Five schools. So I just think their continuity, it does it. If Braden, he played very well, but you see like their sets, whether it was C.J. Cox, whether it was Trey Kaufman-Renn, Fletcher Lawyer, all those guys were getting great looks, and that was a team, in my opinion, that this point of the year is just so much farther ahead. It's not that Texas Tech can't get to that point, but I think what gets so overblown is when you have a team with not only just elite coaching, guys that have elite talent, but they've all played together. Right? That matters in basketball. I don't care people will say like, for it's about talent, and yes it is, but there's something to definitely earn the year to playing together versus nowadays it's like most teams are, every year's a new squad.
Yeah.
So it was disappointing from Texas Tech. It definitely wasn't their best outcome, but Purdue, honestly, they played as good as you can play. So I think it was a little bit of combination of Purdue played really well, and that was probably one of the best. That was the best individual game I've seen from a team so far this year, along with Texas Tech. They just they're figuring it out right now.
No, I think just from watching this like first couple weeks, I think Purdue, like you said, is just like the most ready team right now.
Right.
They have the continuity. They've been playing each other for 4 years now. Obviously, a lot of these new teams and teams that have been playing newer teams, but I think, and we talked about this on the last episode, how or one of the last episodes, how continuity is just so important. And early on, I think Purdue's the best team like, not by far, but they're kind of head and shoulders above everyone right now, in my opinion.
Right.
But it'll be interesting to see, obviously, as the season goes on, will it kind of stay that way, or teams kind of pick it up and get to that point with them. But which probably will happen. Yeah, that was a little bit of a shock to me as well. I thought it was gonna be much closer. I thought it could have gone either way, but it does make sense why Purdue kind of handily did what they did to them.
Yeah, and an interesting thing from a I know they have I think they still have a player hurt Texas Tech, but they really only went like six, maybe there was a seventh guy, but their depth was really like lacking. And I was like, for a team that's supposed to be a top 10, 15 team in the country, they really need to figure out where they're getting from the bench because they're not going to be able to beat teams for the whole year across the Big 12 playing, five, six guys.
Yeah.
So,
So, but at the end, yeah, it comes down to the depth because, like you said, you have 3, 4 guys off the bench that you can know that go in there and make an impact. It's like a team like
yep,
Purdue. It's like damn, like
right.
you can let uh, Fletcher Lawyer, Trey Kaufman kind of sit down for a little bit, gain some
Right, right.
energy back, and that's just kind of dangerous. So
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
it's
I don't disagree.